Are they saying she want to fuck with the big dick this entire time?
No, ape.
Ape dick.
No, she's not. Nobody's saying dick.
Oh, it sounds like dick to me. And
No,
I've
he's
never
just
known.
saying-
This whole time, I never knew what he was saying.
She want to fuck with a big ape.
The big ape. Okay.
Yeah,
I
because
knew it was big.
yeah, it's truly because of the Ape Stone Gorillas, that gang that Casanova just went to prison for.
Okay. Damn. A lot of people going to jail, huh?
Yeah, it's a big summer. Big summer.
Big jail
for the
summer.
culture. That's where they get you.
It's big jail summer, baby. And we celebrating here. And my mama told me, send all these niggas to jail.
Lock them up.
The government growing babies. Microchips in your anus. All koala bears are racist. The ozone layer owes me money. Martians invented turkey stuffing. Y'all can't tell me nothing.
My coochie pink, my booty hole brown, just left Pound Town. This is My Mama Told Me.
The podcast where we dive deep into the pockets of black conspiracy theories.
And we finally work to prove that the Cha-Cha Slide is not only a fun dance out of Chicago, it was also an ancient set of coded movements used to identify members of the Underground Railroad to each other in public.
Okay.
I'm David Gborie.
Okay, I'm Langston Kerman, and I'm impressed. Yes,
Come on.
This whole time I was like, this motherfucker about to make this about escaping slavery. I could feel it.
You knew it. You knew it.
It was at the tip of my taste buds. I was like, this got some slavery to it.
It's because every time you slid to the left, you knew you were doing it for a cause greater than yourself, brother.
Yeah, it's like that. You got to move left because massa coming to the right.
Granted, it was not now Charlie Brown. It was a different lyric.
Sure. Your black ass, I think was the original. Yeah, you're skipping stones 3 hops this time. Come on, I get it. That makes perfect sense to me.
Hop on to freedom, brother. That's what I say. Come on.
Damn, we've been talking to each other this whole time, and we just don't listen. That's our problem.
All
don't listen.
80% of communication is nonverbal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Those grunts, that when the cavemen were just grunting at each other, they had it. They had it figured out.
Those were the real talks.
And we thought we'd introduce Constantinople and make it more No, just grunt.
The Tower of Babel fell, and now we got 1 million languages. That's too many.
Too many languages, dog. And frankly, we here at My Mama Told Me are here to tell you, stop speaking other languages.
Yeah.
We're done.
And if we're going to have to go with one for the whole world, I got to say English. It just sounds the best. This is in no way Djangoistic.
It's just easiest for me.
Yeah, it's just easiest for me. Rap is in English. That's where the best is.
Come on, man. I don't want to hear that British boo-boo. I know they're speaking English too, but it don't sound good.
Barely. Hey, bro, get the food. Shut up. Shut up.
Shut up. We hate it.
Quiet. I did
garage. It's garage, bitch.
Yeah.
And that's not where good things are made.
No, and it's a shirt, not a jumper, you fucking idiot.
Come on, man. It's a goddamn sweatshirt. Stop calling it a jumper.
Don't be an idiot. And chips are the crispy things that come in bags.
Yeah, they're thinner. French fries is what the word you're looking for.
Fries, and they're made by the French.
Made by the French.
I refuse to learn.
Well, now that we've got all our bigotry out up front, I think we have a very exciting episode in line for our listeners. It's a Langston and David episode, a David and Langston episode, one of those exciting little numbers, and we're going to do some emails. We're going to talk some shit. We'll see what happens.
It's all open. I feel good about it. Are you recharged from the 4th of July weekend? You ready to go? You back in it?
I am in a difficult position as a father in that there is no recharge. I will never recharge ever again. My body is just slowly being drained.
This is One
It's
of the
like when
worst.
you're putting batteries in the freezer because somebody told you that works, but that don't really work. They still bad batteries. That's where I'm at,
Oh, that sounds awful. I feel
Yeah.
great.
Listen, you're glowing. You look
Yeah,
gorgeous.
I had an amazing week. I feel fit. I went to a daiquiri lounge. I'm doing it all.
And I didn't know they made entire lounges dedicated to daiquiris.
I think it's new. And I think it's
Yeah,
only
yeah,
based
yeah.
in Colorado Springs, but
Mhm.
it can catch on. 5 different Slurpee machines full of different daiquiri flavors, so it's good.
What was your go-to? Where were you like, I'm a strawberry man. I'm a
I'm not
mango.
I'm not sure on paper what the flavor was, but it was blue.
Okay.
I think it could have been blue coconut, but I don't.
Whoa.
You never
That's
heard of
wild.
You never heard of blue coconut?
I've never heard of blue coconut.
Oh.
Blue is traditional with raspberry, and
Right.
and if you're a bad boy, it goes to lemonade.
Right.
I've seen some blue lemonades. I have never heard a motherfucker say blue coconut, but maybe I'm just not as worldly as you are.
I think you're not out in these sweet streets, if you will. Obviously not the gay streets. I mean the streets for people who like sweets. Nothing wrong with the gay
No, I don't
streets
think
as
anybody
well.
was confused by it. And I think the clarification honestly made more of us uncomfortable than you intended. I think we're all on the edge of our seats now based off of the clarification.
I wish gay guys would call them the sweet streets.
The
Like if
sweet
they had
street. Back out in these sweet streets,
I'm
baby.
back on these sweet streets.
Sucking dicks back in these sweet streets.
No, but blue coconut is a thing on the
Blue
sweet.
coconut.
Yeah, it's a common.
And
the other flavors, I can't drink green stuff. I know Mountain Dew. Drinking green makes me feel weird. Not like if I get like a smoothie where it's supposed to be green, but that artificial green scares me.
That's funny because I've always associated that feeling with blue, where I was like, oh,
Really?
this is defying God's will when I'm drinking blue.
I mean, blue liquid, it definitely doesn't occur in nature.
Right. And that's green liquid we can make.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like even if you blend up blueberries, they don't come out blue like that.
No. And listen, I'm not saying I'm not wrong. I'm just, much like leading into today's topic, going with my instincts.
That was an excellent fucking transition. I
told you I'm recharged, bro.
You're back at it, baby.
The fireworks filled me back up.
You know, my daughter pissed on me on a plane yesterday, so we were sitting in the seat.
Wait.
She was sitting in my lap watching Dora the Explorer from like old episodes, not even current episodes. Dora doesn't exist anymore. We're just giving her stuff that we know is safe from like 2004, and she peed in my lap, and then I just had to sit there wet for another hour and a half.
Damn.
Yeah. No, it's bad.
That's the opposite of my day.
Yeah.
I took two plates home from the barbecue.
Come on, man. You're the play king.
Bro, shout out to Miss Hazel. Man, she was going crazy.
Yeah, I ain't recharging ever again. My batteries are wet and they stink a little bit. But you had a beautiful transition and then we fucked this up. But,
That's okay.
We got an email from a person named Aaliyah, and it's spelled classic. It's spelled like this is the Liyah.
That's always so hard to sing. This is because she says AA, right?
I don't know if she says AA. It's the Liyah. I don't think she does the beginning. I think she's like, the beginning.
I thought she did the beginning. I thought it's cause it's AA. I don't think she says the. I think she says cause it's AAY.
No, I think she just, this is the Liyah. If I'm a betting man, I'm going with her just saying Leah, and then the rest.
Okay.
On top of that, Olivia, if you happen to know, or if you happen to be able to look it up, I feel fairly confident she doesn't bring up them AAs.
I thought she said the AA. I mean, hey, that's her right. She has a jazz personality.
Come on, man.
Come on.
Come on, man. That's a freestyle lady if ever there was one.
I love it. I love it.
We miss you, Aaliyah.
Really, man? Do you ever go do an Aaliyah deep dive, like on a walk or anything like that? I mean, outside walking sometimes.
Yeah, I had a hard time with it for a while because of the sort of complexities of the rights to her music, and obviously like her family sort of like not having the rights, but that one uncle, I believe, was sort of like the only person who was making money or could make money off of her shit. And it's also the uncle that like essentially sold her into sex slavery. So a lot of it sort of had like a icky vibe, and then, you know, the right music sort of
Thanks for ruining Aaliyah for most of our audience, you fucking nerd. God damn it, bro. Come on, man. I just want to listen to back and forth. I had no idea.
My bad, dog. You know,
I had no idea.
Listen, there were some legalities in that 4-page letter that they didn't bring up in the song. You know what I mean?
Fuck, man. Now I gotta feel weird about it. I was listening to Aaliyah not 2 hours ago.
I think it's okay now. I think like they worked it out a little bit, that the family sees some of the. That's why it's on Spotify years after it wasn't.
Oh man, so for a long time I wasn't streaming. Once they put YouTube on the phone, I was like, that's my music service.
Yeah.
So I didn't even, I don't have Spotify now. I'm a Tidal man though.
Oh, you fuck with Tidal?
I got my own playlist on Tidal. David Gborie, Hardy's and Bullshit. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's Hardy's the restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. No, I got equity.
You're living wild. Okay.
Oh, wait. Just in from Olivia. It is Liyaa.
Yeah, I knew that. She didn't bring up them A's.
It says Liyaa.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Still good.
Well, Aaliyah, not the dead gal who got taken advantage of, sent us an email. And she said, "Hey, Langston and David, longtime listener. I absolutely love the show. We love you too, Aaliyah. That's so nice."
I don't know you.
Fair enough. I was being generous. That's not usually our instinct, is to be kind to our listeners.
Let's not switch it up now. Come on.
You're right. Fuck you, Aaliyah, but thank you for sending it all the same.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
She says, "I am writing because I have a conspiracy I recently heard about, and I am not sure if either of you are familiar with. Usually when you get butterflies in your stomach when you first meet someone romantically, it is thought of as a sweet sign that you two may have a good connection. Well, this theory is the complete opposite." Oh, shit. She's prefacing the whole thing. "It is the theory that if you get butterflies the first time you meet a romantic interest, then that person is not a good match for you, and it's actually a warning signal from your body telling you not to fuck with that person. Thought it was interesting. Would love to hear your thoughts, Aaliyah."
I love it. As somebody who regularly confuses the intense feelings in their body, I think this is something we got to talk. Everybody's always like, trust your gut. What if your gut's bad?
Yeah. We're not making good choices very often. I would say just as a race, as a people, and not even just black people, like the human race. We are not often making good choices for ourselves on a daily basis. The presumption that somebody we want to fuck is a good choice is pretty wild.
I'm saying, because think about the people you know in your life who act the most off of impulse. Mostly of mine, bad guys.
Yeah.
A lot of bad, and women.
Yeah.
Like people who only move off a gut, stupid people.
They're real
Usually.
They're real dumb and a little demonic. They're not heroes in anybody's story.
No, it's the well thought out. Like, okay, you have a wife. Was it butterflies the first time you met her? Or was it a relationship that developed and you were like, oh, this could be a pretty good, reasonable thing?
I will say that I think I have butterflies, but I think that I would not say that they were butterflies different than other butterflies that I have felt. right?
Okay.
That like they weren't so exceptionally different butterflies that it was like, I've never felt this way upon meeting another human being ever in my life. It was the time that we spent and sort of the growing together that made them feel more exceptional to every other experience I've had. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, except I'm not married. I just mean, I thought I had butterflies, and then come to find out, maybe it was just some big ass titties.
Yes.
And she like, you're like, oh, this girl with big titties likes me. That's really nice. And then come to find out, maybe that was a bad call.
And I'll tell you this, as a married person, big titties still give me butterflies. You know what I mean?
In public every day, bro.
I mean, just walking through the grocery store and my heart, my tummy will be a flutter. And it's like, well, that's not the correct feeling. I'm not running off with those big titties. That's a mistake.
If I chased every feeling of butterflies I've ever felt romantically, there's some weird ones in there.
Yeah.
D on Moesha when she spoke in that Jamaican accent. Felt butterflies off of that as a kid. No disrespect to Cheryl Lee Ralph, but that wasn't my soulmate.
Right. You're like, nah, this is a moment, and I felt it, and now I need to move on and think differently.
Who was the police lady with the big titties on the Wayans brothers?
Come on, I already know who you're talking about. Come
on. We all felt a little bit of that.
Bro,
we all felt a little bit of that.
I used to watch the Wayans brothers, and they would call her like ugly. I'd be like, y'all don't get it, man.
What are you doing, bro?
What are you talking about?
Can we talk about her for a second? She's an unsung hero. People don't bring that up about how that was good.
Yeah,
you notice we never talk about that.
Yeah,
we never talk. She was bad. She's bad.
Yeah,
and she was older.
You know who else they used to do that with that I was like, y'all are fucking nuts, and I don't even think this is a funny game, was what's her name? The chick, Friday After Next, she's been in so many things. I'm reducing her. But she played the like horny wife in Friday After Next.
Oh my God.
Or no, in Next Friday,
some
not
more?
Friday After. No, not some more.
Sugar. Yeah, me and my yeah. Oh,
Kim
Whitley.
They used to do that with Kim Whitley all the time, where they would pretend like she's fat and ugly, and it's like, dog, that is the most beautiful woman walking this planet Earth.
That character shaped the sexual preferences of a generation.
Come on, man. I used to look at Kim Whitley like, if only I could be so lucky.
Bro, I wanted Mr. Nasty Time.
When she licked his head and he was like, ew, I was like, you're crazy, man.
What are you doing, Ice Cube? You're a fool.
You got Nia Long and her. You're the greatest.
Fool. He's a foolish man.
He's a fool. He's an anti-Semitic fool.
Shout out to those two unsung. I really don't think either of them get enough credit. Never. Like,
I just think there was a period where it was like really convenient to like be like, she's big. So bad because she's big.
I feel like Martin created a premise where you had to have a dog on the Black show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because even Martin talking to Pam was insane.
He was very disrespectful to that very gorgeous woman on
Pam
a
was
daily
fine
basis.
as hell.
Yeah, he was fucking her behind the scenes. That's how fine she was. That the whole bit was hinged on him being like, you're disgusting. And he was still like, bro, I can't even hold back. I want to be with this lady so bad.
It's also how you know Martin was a toxic king. Because that behavior is what a gaslight.
It ain't great.
Bro,
because they were best friends in real life. That ain't great.
No, that nigga was a menace. Like, between that and Tisha Campbell, I love the show as well, but like,
yeah.
Oof, somebody's got to do like a hard-hitting biopic on Martin.
I will say, and we've talked about it a bunch, of like, why is Martin different now? And I do got to believe that some of it has to be how hard he went into toxic territory for a decade. You know what I mean?
I think it's also I think that, and I've always thought this, I think that there's a price that comes with being too fresh. And I think Martin Lawrence, when did you ever see one hair out of place. People don't give credit how good Martin's hair was. He was the first nigga to wear a peli on television.
Yeah.
That comes with the cost.
Yeah, that's
Comes
fair.
with the cost.
Yeah,
Comes
you
with the
can't
cost.
you can't create a style and a vibe for a generation and sort of be an aesthetic without eventually having a downfall on the other side of it.
Bro, I mapped my apartment after Martin's apartment. You think I got this painting because I wanted it?
No, Martin wanted that for
Martin
you.
wanted it. That's a black spaceman. You think that was my idea? It was. Shut up. It was.
Yeah, Martin, you weren't thinking like that.
No, not yet. I was at, he crawled cycle walk, vice versa, or whatever it is.
I do think that there are legs here, though. I do think there's something pretty valid about, at the very least, our instincts not being as foolproof as we like to pretend that they are.
I think I've had it with so many times. There's so many times I've just followed my instincts instead of pretty basic context clues and ended up in like bad situations where it's like, yeah, okay, you feel this way about this person, but like, you know, now she's got you at this house party trying to buy a radio. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, and I'll say this, even if we move it beyond just sort of like sexual and sort of like, interpersonal relationships, I feel that way even with like buying cars and shit and like things that people sell me on the street where a man will convince me that something is good and I will have sort of like these immediate instincts of being like, yeah, I got to buy this because he's very convincing and he's an advocate for it. And then I feel fucking dumb afterwards.
How do you think the oil man got me? You're right. I do look like a man who appreciates a cent out of a backpack. A week later, no. What? It's just confidence. He's the confidence man.
The amount of people I think that just fell for confidence men via Bitcoin and all of these like online dollars, it's endless. You know what I mean? I truly have motherfuckers convincing me that if I wasn't about to buy some fucking Bitcoin, I was fucking up my life.
I bought some. I got out though when it was still high because I'm paranoid. I was like, this is making nothing out of nothing. Or this is making something out of nothing. Like, it can't. I did make a couple of racks, though, to be honest.
Oh, shit.
But I bought a lot. But then I just pulled out because I was like, yeah.
Look, black spaceman ain't cheap, man. I get it.
Bro, come on, man. I got a whole lifestyle to uphold, man.
Olivia is sending us some research. She says that, or rather, the research she found says that the science behind it. So what's actually happening? What's actually causing the fluttering in your stomach? The sensation may be due to increased levels of the substance norepinephrine. You know how to pronounce stuff better than me sometimes.
Norepinephrine.
Norepinephrine. I like the way you went in on that. Hell yeah. So
that's a gut.
Norepinephrine.
That's a gut. So it's probably wrong.
We're following your butterflies, baby. Your butterflies at least fly. Mine wings got ripped off by a sick kid.
Norepinephrine? Maybe it's norepinephrine because I know
norepinephrine. I like that. That sounds doctory.
Yeah,
so norepinephrine throughout the body's central nervous system. Norepinephrine functions both as a hormone and a neurotransmitter, a molecule that sends messages between the nerve cells and is released in response to stress and potentially attraction. Your brain struggles to determine between stress and desire. That's
called motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
There it is.
That's the truest shit. I still can't tell. I don't know the difference between a good time and a scary time. I really don't. A haunted house? What's happening?
I'll say this. Bad bitches stress me out.
Come on. Think about the face when you make
out every day.
Think about the face when you see a bad bitch.
Oh, come on. You're about to make my life complicated. I don't want to be around you.
You ever seen a girl so fine you're upset that you're in the same space?
All the time, man.
What's she doing over here?
Yeah, why would you invite her? You know my situation.
I'm at Sam's Club. I gotta get quinoa. I gotta deal with this.
What is she, looking lost?
Come
I'm
on.
supposed to help her.
You know that Target is supposed to have bad bitch hours.
Come on, man. And it ain't right now. It ain't when I'm shopping.
Man, now I got 6 bottles of Febreze on accident because I was looking at some other shit.
I didn't even recheck my grocery list. I just bought what I had and left.
Yeah.
I came home with 3 oranges and that's it. And my wife is like, what about the toilet paper? I'm like, lady, you don't know what I was going through over there. You can't talk to me like this.
I'm fighting demons. Okay.
Listen, it was either I get the toilet paper or we lose our marriage. That's it. Do you still want to be with me? Then no toilet paper in this house.
And that's just how it's got to be.
No, but this makes perfect sense to me that the stress and the desire sort of live in the exact same bell curve, right? Or the feelings live in that same bell curve.
I think so. I think it's a lot of like the pleasure pain principle.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess I don't know if that's a real principle or if it's just that Janet song.
I think it might be Janet, but I bet Janet. I bet Janet did a little research before she named that title. I bet it has something to do with something.
Yeah, it could be. It's that it's just that fine line between pleasure and pain. That line between excitement and it makes perfect sense to me because I can't tell the difference between that a lot of times. You ever want to fight? Explain that feeling.
Yeah, here's something, and I think I've talked to you about this before, but I was in Sacramento, unfortunately, not too long ago.
Bad.
Not a great town, but we're all working. But I was in Sacramento, and I went for a jog, and as I rounded a block, a dude came out shirtless with a knife and just started charging at me. Like,
you haven't talked to me about this,
bro.
What? Yeah.
It was one of the scariest things that's ever happened in my life, where this dude comes around a corner. He's clearly on drugs or just, not all the way there, whatever, comes charging at me. And he's like, I'll kill you, motherfucker. And
it wasn't even like, he was coming at you.
Bro, he's talking gang shit. He's throwing up signs. He's like coming at me specifically, being like, you coming over here? I'll fucking kill you. You know what it is? Blah, 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 doing the whole shit. And naturally, at least through what history has told me and what I believed this entire time, what my body should do, was I thought I would kick into like this animalistic instinct where I fight for my life, whatever. And all I did was sort of like go, hey, I don't want no trouble, man. And just kind of walk into the street and casually walk away from him. And it terrified me that I didn't turn into like a fucking bull. You know what I mean? I didn't become the man that I needed to be, brother, to save my life.
Exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Like the shit got turned up and you thought, now this is, you know what it is? You think like, now this is going to be the me that I've always thought I could be. I'm gonna ascend into the man that I had always hoped myself to be.
I've known I'm a Super Saiyan this whole time. I just needed a moment to trigger it, and then my hair will turn yellow, my eyes will turn blue. I will beat this motherfucker's ass, and instead I just stayed Krillin, and that's a problem.
Don't do that. You stayed chilling. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Nobody likes Krillin. Don't do that.
Hey, Krillin got the baddest girl in the whole thing.
Oh, Chi-Chi?
No, Krillin ended up with Android 18. He ended up with Android 18. She's secretly a baddie, but and way out of his league is more the important part.
Shout out to that though.
Yeah.
God bless. There are no leagues if you do it right. But no, I know what you're saying, because I've had that same situation where some shit went crazy and then I just got like very cool.
Very calm.
Very calm and cool, but you don't feel good about, you feel like a bitch.
No, it doesn't feel like that, like empowered.
Out, for sure.
I didn't feel like De Niro cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I'm chilling because I know I'll murder you at any second. It was like, oh, I think you'll just stab me to death and I'll never even get a hit in. Like, I think I'll never even sock you one good time and make you rethink your behavior.
Let me ask you this question. Does it hurt your does it make you feel bad about yourself that you weren't on it enough to even yell? Like, he didn't even take you outside of your shit enough for you to, like, raise your voice?
Yeah, like, I was like, get away from me.
Yeah. Because that makes more sense. Like, let go of my purse or something. Some shit. That makes sense. But, like, I know
you're scaring me.
Because afterwards, you're like, fuck, I could have died. I didn't even yell for my life. I just
and that's what's embarrassing is like, I didn't even fight for this thing. I want to believe, you know what I mean? You want to believe you're going to fall. It's like Cliffhanger where you're going to like hang on with that one arm and fight for your life. But nah,
some people just drop.
I'm just like, take me, big dog.
Yeah, I think it's like that polite thing. Like I was out of here already. You know,
yeah.
I was over it.
Sorry, I was running pretty fast.
Yeah, didn't mean to get in your space there.
It is 313 over here.
That is a terrible story. I wouldn't have told anybody.
No, I mean, I told my wife and I felt so embarrassed. I was like, baby,
how'd she react?
I think she was comforted by the fact that I was okay. And
That's good.
Certainly that I didn't. I think I will say this is what I think would be the most embarrassing is if you then try to be a tough guy and you lose on the streets of Sacramento in your jogging clothes.
That's true.
I don't think that this was the most embarrassing ending to the story. I think it was probably like real middle embarrassing, but it was uncomfortable to have to repeat to another human being.
But you don't want to get sliced up in a pair of Hokas either.
I don't
know what you jog in. I'm just.
I should be so lucky. I'm jogging in old basketball shoes.
You jogging basketball shoes? You've been on TV.
Yeah, man. That don't mean TV. And this is something everybody at home should know. TV don't make you love yourself. That's something you got to do.
It also doesn't make you as much money as you thought it would.
Yeah, no, we're all middling out emotionally and financially from
I thought that I would
a lot of television appearances.
Yeah, shout out to Conan O'Brien, but didn't do for me what I thought it was going to.
But yeah, no, I do think to the larger point, we are talking about the instincts not necessarily being all the way trustworthy. And this does feel correct to me.
It feels real to me. I think that, hey, let's take a break and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more Langston and David and more My Mama Told Me.
Someone get this jigaboo away from me.
We are back with another. That was real-time audio of Langston confronting that jogger on the streets of Sacramento.
I wish I was brave enough to say that. I was just so alone. There was no one there. I knew no one was going to help me.
Bro, I feel it because, so my block is super active as far as with the, unhoused, drug-using, selling community. And they accost me all the time. And I wish I had a cooler, but it's just like that. Like, man, I don't even know.
Oh, man.
I'll just try to get in the door.
Yeah.
Nah. Or when, you know what I hate too? It's not the unhoused people, but when the drug dealers say good morning to me and shit, I wish I could have get this jigaboo. But I'm just like, well, what's up with you?
Yeah. Yeah. I hope you have a good morning too, bro.
No. Stay black, bro. Stay black.
Hey, man. I don't think what you're doing to the community is that bad. I actually think drugs are pretty cool for the community.
I didn't shut my door fast or anything. No, because it's a key fob. I wasn't afraid you were going to get into the lobby.
No. I'm not looking back and make sure you ain't following. Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
I'm brave. I'm pretty brave.
Yeah. Do I always come and get the girl, or do I buzz her in sometimes? It depends. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no,
I'll go get you if you come to my.
Listen, he'll come get you. Bring that plate.
Unless it's in the daytime. Unless it's in the daytime, then it's like it's not. You know, we'll be all right.
Yeah. I'm starting to think you're not coming to get them, but that's
I'm
okay.
coming. I mean, sometimes I'm like, I got in, didn't I? But
yeah. Hey, I'm not any stronger than you are, but
Yeah,
sure. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I'm
I'll come get you.
large and dark as hell. But yeah, you'll be fine.
I guess the question I have for you is if we are both in agreement that this isn't necessarily good, right? That we shouldn't necessarily be following the butterflies that are leading us potentially to our own demise sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
What do we do about it? Are we just meant to never trust our butterflies? How do we fix this?
That's the big issue, right? Because I've thought about this a lot, and I'm like, in a perfect world, there would be a way to train your instincts, but I don't think it's that possible because your instincts that's your base. You know what I mean? That's your base level. So, I mean, I think it's like, for me, it becomes rely less on your instincts and more on think this out, be tactical. Because I think that one thing that can trump instincts is a logic base or like a strong sense of logic.
Yeah.
And like you kind of run through that in your head before you make a decision, as opposed to just going with your gut. Because going with your gut, don't get me wrong, it's sexy. I understand. It's so sexy when people say that. No, I just went with my gut. But
Right.
I gotta like, I think I sometimes if it's like, if I run through the logic of a certain scenario or a situation and I'm still on the fence, then I'll maybe take my gut to push me over. But that's been wrong. I've been scammed many times. All this art, I got scammed.
Sure. You're saying that our logic, or rather our instincts, need some checks and balances.
I think and maybe for some people it's different, but I know for me personally, I do feel that way. Yeah.
I think that sounds fair. I think we could all afford to maybe like give it a second, as far as, you know, making sure that the choice that we're making instinctually is in fact the correct choice for the greater good of our lives, or at least keeping things at a net zero. Like, I do think that's part of the problem, right? Like, there are probably a lot of people out here who you're attracted to who might give you butterflies, and some of them are not necessarily the best for you, but they're not going to detract from your life. They're not going to make shit worse than it already is. And then there are a lot of people who give you butterflies who are truly like, hey, bro, you are making a massive mistake if you follow this train, and maybe a little bit of checks and balances to be like, hey, look, the titties are fantastic, but I think I got to chill and not follow this all the way to the end.
And also, sometimes if you grew up strange or you have odd developmental shit, or sometimes your instincts lead to destruction because that's what you're like subconsciously looking for. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of it is that too. A lot of it is like developmental, like, what am I actually looking for in a partner? Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like, whatever it is you want, you find what you're looking for. Whether you put that out consciously or not, you do tend to be attracted to and get what it is you're looking for. And a lot of us are looking for the wrong thing.
Yeah, some of what you're getting butterflies for is your daddy's fault, and you got to unpack that before you
for
you
real,
go listening to them butterflies.
For real. Or if nobody ever told you how to, like, you know, because it's like, also it's like a lot of times I think butterflies too is like, just because like you're gonna have great sex with somebody doesn't mean that's like your person, right? Like, that's not necessarily. So I think butterflies are often on a physical level, like, oh, this could be great, we could have a good whatever, but that might not be. There's so many other factors, right?
Yeah, I do think, and maybe that's a good way of interpreting is the butterflies that I felt on an emotional level came later.
Right.
The butterflies that I felt on a physical level happen a lot more often and have happened with plenty of folks. But the emotional butterflies are rarer and a little more harder earned.
Right. And that makes sense because that's you understanding the situation and your brain being like, oh, I think this could be good. But like, yeah, on a quick, like I am not a love at first sight person. I don't think that doesn't really make any sense to me.
You don't subscribe to it at all for anybody.
Not particularly. I think the reason that it's kind of like an antiquated notion is because I think people who had experienced that type of thing years ago were also more inclined to like stick out the relationship and just make it work than people are now.
Yeah.
So I think maybe it's like, I had this feeling about this person at first. We got together, got married in a week or whatever, and then we are the type of people who wanted to stick it out and figured it out more. So.
I believe you can want to love someone at first sight. I believe that two people can want to love each other at first sight and sort of go in equally being like, I am committing to playing a game with you and seeing this to the end for the sake of what we are coining as love, growth, whatever.
Right.
But do I genuinely believe that like your souls bonded the moment that y'all locked eyes on each other? I do not. I think that's timing. I think timing has a big portion to do with it. I think unpacking all the shit that's in your life that sort of makes it so that you're open fully to this human being and there's no like weird baggage obstructing both of you at the same time. I think all of that comes into play way more than just being like, we're in love and we know it right away.
I think timing is the most important thing kind of over everything.
Yeah. There are definitely people who I've like kicked it with, had relationships with that like had the timing been different, had we met each other at different points in our lives, we might have been able to figure it out. It might have turned into something. But as it was, nah, we probably shouldn't speak to each other ever again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Because I see it now in hindsight too, where it's like, oh, I was just like on some shit, but that, you know what I mean? But that was, or vice versa, or she was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that, like, so I think timing is way more important than any of this other shit.
Yeah.
And that being said, if you got bad instincts, if you keep, deny them. If you got bad instincts, just because if you have bad instincts,
come on, man. You play the lottery every week. You know damn well you ain't supposed to trust the lady that you met at the grocery store to be the love of your life. Just chill, get her number, and take your time with this. But don't. You got to take it slow with this one.
Yeah, it's okay. Time, I'm sure if you guys are actually in love, she'll be there for a little bit, like.
Or she won't. And again, you're a gambler, so who are you to decide?
And some people are addicted to love anyways.
Yeah.
Some people just fall in love all the time.
I think my mom would, and she'd admit it, my mom is very much that person who's like, very like, I just love hard and I love fast. That's my shit.
Yeah. And that's like a fun life too. Like, whatever, man.
No, she seems to be having a good time. She's all right.
Yeah. You want me to fill in with a drop or something?
No.
I ain't playing, nigga.
I don't know. I felt like the space needed to be filled. I didn't want to leave.
Yeah, I think me exhaling from exhaustion is probably the best indicator of where we're at. But yeah, I think to your point, love for some people is a fun, fleeting game, and that is also okay.
Okay, perfect. I would agree with that. Because life is hard, whatever gets you through besides crack,
Yeah, don't do crack.
Don't do it. I mean, if it makes you feel better, but know that there's a downside.
They're not going to be able to stop feeling better with it, and that's sort of the hard part. That there's that one professor, I think he was at Harvard or Princeton, the black
Buddy
guy
Love?
who came. I don't believe it was Buddy Love. Are you referring to Dr. Malik Love? Is that who you're referencing?
The fictional Eddie Murphy character from The Nutty Professor.
Oh, right. That Buddy Love.
Wait,
no.
There's a Dr. Malachi Love?
You don't know Dr. Malachi Love? He's the 16-year-old that pretended to be a gynecologist.
Man, I love that guy.
He's the funniest young man to ever walk this planet Earth.
Man, we spent all this time writing jokes, and then this guy just comes up, and it's amazing.
He took the greatest headshot that a human being could take for a fictional job they did not earn. He looked at pussies for 2 years.
2 years!
And then got in trouble and continued to do it afterwards. My man is hilarious. I'm sorry that he left trauma in people's lives. That is obviously not the funny part of it. But boy, oh boy, there are a lot of funny parts around it that we need to celebrate.
Like those glasses and that posture.
Come on, man. He had a mohawk doing this in a doctor's picture, and ladies let him fucking do the thing.
He has a mohawk. That's step one. My doctor comes in with a mohawk. I put my shirt and pants back on.
I go, hey, big dog, I don't think that this is the right fit. I'm not calling you unqualified.
Yep.
I'm not going to say that.
Back. Send that salty old Jamaican nurse. She knows what she's doing.
She seems a little more appropriate for what I need right now.
We got to get him on the pod.
Dog, I'll say this. There's like a short list of people who I think if we could get them on the pod, I'll retire, I'll do Thanos sitting on the porch staring at nothing. I think Dr. Malik Love is very high on the list. I think Drake's dad is super high on the list. If we could get Dennis Graham on the podcast,
that would be big.
That would be pretty game changing. Aaliyah for a while was DMing with Dennis Graham, but she wouldn't give up that pussy, and that was a big problem for Dennis.
That's for sure what he was looking for, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't know what a podcast is.
Yeah, a podcast. Baby, is that what you calling it?
Yeah, baby. Can I bring some ripple?
Girl. You kids and your lingo. I see you at 8. I'll be the brother in the El Dorado.
He for sure has an El Dorado.
Come on, Dennis Graham got the greatest El Dorado.
They're like salamander sandals.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, I think there's a few that if we can get some of these real heroes, it'll change everything.
I gotta think of you know who I would like to have?
Mm-hmm.
The kid who played Goo on My Brother and Me.
Come on.
That guy.
I love that.
That was major.
He was so
major.
Good. He was good, man.
He was good. He was confident. He looked like me.
He had it.
Stage shooting his shot with Amanda Seales. Or no, wait. No, he liked the sister.
He liked the sister.
He hated Amanda Seales.
And Amanda Seales' character was constantly hating on him and sort of interrupting his... And not that the sister was that into it either, but he would kind of almost get like kind of close, and then Amanda's character would come in and fuck it up for everybody.
She'd be like, I don't know what you're doing over here anyways, Goo.
Yeah.
And then, you remember? And then the mom would come and he would be like all sweet.
Yeah, he was good. Hey, that boy had it, man.
Goo was a king. He had Goo Punch. You remember that?
I don't remember.
Goo Punch. Everybody now, Goo. It was like, I'll find it for next episode. Whoa. It was some episode where he had his own punch.
Damn.
Email us if you guys remember a Goo Punch.
If you remember Goo Punch, and if you know how to make Goo Punch, email us at...
And if you can find Goo.
If you can find Goo, let them know that there are some people looking for him and some people who still really believe in him. Yeah, I know the industry sort of turned its back on Goo.
Do you know that? He might be like a director now or something.
What if that is Barry Jenkins? What if this whole time...
Yo, I've never...
What if this whole time Barry Jenkins was just Goo?
Bro. All I'm saying, and for the clip, please, Olivia, put a side-by-side up. Has anyone ever seen Goo and Barry Jenkins in the same room together?
Them niggas together.
Not one time.
Come on.
Barry Jenkins looks like he likes punch.
Barry Jenkins punch? That don't sound like something? Come on.
Because you can't go by Goo forever. You got to change it.
Nah, but Jenkins does sound like something that you would call a nigga Goo.
Yeah. Oh,
Barry Jenkins, you gonna call him Goo.
The Jenkins to Goo line is short.
Yeah, you remove Moonlight from the conversation, and that's a nigga named Goo.
That's Goo. That's Goo from North Carolina. Is that where they work? That's Goo from the comic book shop.
I was about to say, I don't even know if they were North. They feel like South Carolina,
It could
my
have been
brother.
South. It could have been South.
It wasn't anywhere anybody wanted to be, but boy, was that a good show for
God
the
bless
2
it.
seasons that it existed.
I know, it was really short, right?
It was really short, and I imagine pretty unsuccessful. I think, excluding Black men in their mid-30s, there's not a lot of people sitting around being nostalgic for My Brother and Me.
You know what I remember about it? It was not on with any regularity. Like, if you caught it, you'd be like, oh, shit. Oh, shit, they got 2 of them on?
Yeah.
Mom, I can't go to the store with you. They got back-to-back My Brothers and Me. This isn't going to happen for 6 months.
They were like, we'll make your show a la carte and see how we feel after that.
It never came on at regular times.
No.
All right. Well, anybody knows Goo, please, drop us a line.
And more importantly, Aaliyah, I hope that this helps. It seems as if David and I are completely on the same page with you. Your conspiracy holds up in our books, that we should not be trusting our instincts. Just because we want to fuck and just because we think we want to build a life with somebody does not in fact mean that we should. And butterflies are liars and bullshit and should not be trusted.
Yeah, I think that's it, right?
That's it. Do you want to tell the people where they can find you and what cool shit you have going on?
Cool Guy Jokes 87 on Instagram. I'm waiting forever on my fly tour paper, my tour art, but those dates should be out by now. A lot of weird cities: Birmingham, Morgantown, West Virginia, St. Louis, all the big ones. You know what I mean? I've already taken the hour to the places where I know people will like it. Now I got to take it to where they probably won't like it. And then if it works there, then it's good enough to make a special.
Come on, baby. We're going to Birmingham to see if I can feel good.
I'm going to Raleigh to just try not to eat my feelings at a rallies after the set.
Fuck, man. Well, as always, you can follow me at Langston Kerman, and we have some cool dates coming up for My Mama Told Me that we'll be announcing pretty soon. So keep your ears and eyes out. We're going to be hitting the road and hitting some major cities where we feel relatively confident that you guys are.
I love all my cities the same. Big cities, little cities, put them on my forehead.
We're hitting the big ones, baby, and that's not to say that the little ones don't matter, but we're hitting them big old ding dong cities,
big old Tootsie Roll nipple cities.
Come on, you got it.
Also, this was a horny episode. Don't forget to check out My Mama Told Me Pod on Instagram because it's fun.
We're going to be posting a lot of old content, a lot of new content on the page, and it's going to be a place where we can put some of our thoughts that are inappropriate for our personal pages. So go to and follow the Instagram account because that's going to be fun. And if you want to send us your own drops, your own conspiracy theories, if you want to tell us what we can do about those fucked up butterflies in our tum-tums, go ahead and send that to mymamapod@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Also, Goo, that's where you can find us. And that's it. Bye, bitch.
I actually am 1.4% Nigerian African. I'm a sister, okay?